Sairam students, hope all of you are doing fine. Today we'll be going ahead with our next lesson in English. Yes, so before that, we have over here World Natural Heritage Sites. We have the Kaziranga National Park, the Keola Dev National Park, Manas Wildlife Sanctuary, Sundarbans National Park, Nanda Devi and Valley of Flowers National Park, Western Ghats, Great Himalayan National Park Conservation Area. So these are the World Natural Heritage Sites of India. Yes. So why are we talking about world these heritage sites? Because our next lesson is on World Heritage. Yes. So this is you have this in your textbook, in your history textbook as well. Before going ahead with the lesson, we have this warming up. Pair up with your partners and answer the following questions. Do you like to travel? Yes, of course, I love to travel. What about you, children? Most of you must be loving to travel. Must have thought of going to this place and having a nice time. Where all have you traveled? You must have traveled to different places or in India or outside India as well. Can be religious places, historical places, or tourist places or places of your own choice. Have you heard about the wonder of the world? Yes, we have heard. We have the seven wonders of the world, out of which from our country we have Taj Mahal enlisted in that. Have you heard about UNESCO? I have heard. You must have also heard. When we are talking about natural heritage site, you have learned this in your history. What does UNESCO stand for? UNESCO stands for United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization. What is meant by heritage? What do you mean by heritage? Heritage is something which is valued and prestigious. Yes, valued and which has been preserved because of its historical or cultural importance. Yes, that is called as heritage. Do you know of any heritage building in your city? Yes, we do have in Mumbai city. We do have the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus, which is a World Heritage Site. Fine. Now let's go ahead with our lesson. 4.3 World Heritage. You can see the World Heritage over here. Okay. Let's go ahead with the lesson. A World Heritage Site is a site determined by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is UNESCO, to have significant cultural or natural importance to humanity. As such, the sites are protected and maintained by the International World Heritage Program, which is administered by the UNESCO World Heritage Committee. Because World Heritage Sites are places that are significant culturally and naturally, they vary in type but include forests, lakes, monuments, buildings, and cities. World Heritage Sites can also be a combination of both cultural and natural areas. For example, Mount Yunshan in China is a site with significance to human culture because it played a role in historical Chinese art and literature. The mountain is also significant because of its physical landscape. So here we are talking about World Heritage and UNESCO. The World Heritage Site is determined by the UNESCO to have significant cultural and natural importance. Not only cultural but also natural, and they have the responsibility of protecting and maintaining these World Heritage Sites. Okay. So the UNESCO World Heritage Committee administers all this, the culture, the all these heritage sites, whether it's cultural or natural. Yes, because there are some places which are also naturally very important. For example, the Mount Yunshan in China, which is having a lot of importance in human culture because it has played a lot of an important role in Chinese art and literature. Okay. Next, history of World Heritage Sites. Although the idea of protecting cultural and natural heritage sites around the world began in the early 20th century, momentum for its actual creation was not until the 1950s. In 1954, Egypt started plans to build the Aswan High Dam to collect and control water from the Nile River. The initial plan for the dam's construction would have flooded the valley containing the Abu Simbel temples and scores of ancient Egyptian artifacts. To protect the temples and artifacts, UNESCO launched an international campaign in 1959 that called for the dismantling and movement of the temples to higher ground. The project cost an estimated US $80 million, out of which $40 million of which came from 50 different countries. Because of the project's success, UNESCO and the International Council on Monuments and Sites initiated a draft convention to create an international organization responsible for protecting cultural heritage. So, what is the history behind the World Heritage Sites? Okay, so this had began momentum in early in the 20th century, but its creation did not start until 1950s. So it was during 1954 when Egypt started planning to have the Aswan High Dam, yes, on the River Nile. So the initial plan would have caused a lot of flooding. Yes, so they had some countermeasures as to which they brought these temples to higher ground, and the project costed almost $80 million, out of which 40 million was brought from 50 different countries. Okay, and because of the success of this project, of the project in Egypt, the UNESCO and the International Council, they drafted the convention to create an international organization which would be responsible for protecting the cultural heritage worldwide, all over the world. Shortly thereafter, in 1965, a White House conference in United States called for a heritage trust to protect the historic cultural sites, but to also protect the world's significant natural and scenic sites. Finally, in 1968, the International Union for Conservation of Nature developed similar goals and presented them at the United Nations Conference on Human Environment in Stockholm, Sweden in 1972. Following the presentation of these goals, the Convention concerning the protection of world cultural and natural heritage was adopted by UNESCO's General Conference on November 16, 1972. So, after the success in Egypt, in 1965, the White House Conference in the United States called for the World Heritage Trust to protect the historical sites and also the natural and scenic sites as well. So, and finally, the International Union for Conservation of Nature developed similar goals and presented in to the United Nations in 1972 at the conference in Stockholm, that is in Sweden. And following the presentation of these goals, the convention concerning the protection of World Cultural was adopted by UNESCO's General Conference on 16 November 1972. So over here they got a green signal for conserving the World Heritage Sites. The World Heritage Committee. Today, the World Heritage Committee is the main group responsible for establishing which sites will be listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The committee meets once a year and consists of representatives from 21 state parties that are elected for 6-year terms by the World Heritage Center's General Assembly. The state parties are then responsible for identifying and nominating new sites within their territory to be considered for inclusion on the World Heritage Site. So in today's time, the World Heritage Committee is mainly responsible for which sites will be there listed in the UNESCO's World Heritage Site. So they have a thorough study, go into deep as to which sites to be included in the list. Okay, so they have the 21 state parties that are elected for a term of 6 years by the World Heritage Center's General Assembly, and they are responsible for identifying and also nominating new sites within their territory which can be considered to be included in the World Heritage list. Becoming a World Heritage Site. There are 5 steps in becoming a World Heritage Site. The first of which is for a country or state party to take an inventory of its significant cultural and natural sites. This is called the tentative list. Yes, so they first have the tentative list, not the confirmed list. So they have the listed down the places which can be considered as World Heritage Sites. And it is important because nominations to the World Heritage list will not be considered unless the nominated site was first included on the tentative list. So all these nominations, they have to compulsorily make it to the tentative list. If they are not there in the tentative list, they will not be considered further. Next, countries are then able to select sites from their tentative lists to be included on a nomination file. Okay, so after the tentative list, there is this nomination file. The third step is a review of the nomination file by two advisory bodies consisting of the International Council on Monuments and Sites and the World Conservation Union, who then make recommendations to the World Heritage Committee. So the third step is whereby this nomination file is being reviewed by two advisory boards, which consist of the International Council of Monuments and Sites and the World Conservation Union, who then make recommendations, yes, who suggest to the about the World Heritage Committee. The World Heritage Committee meets once a year to review these recommendations and decide which sites will be added to the World Heritage list. So there is a lot of discussion, there is a lot of thorough give and take of knowledge is there, whereby these committee come up with unanimously as to which sites to be included in the list. The final step in becoming a World Heritage Site is determining whether or not a nominated site meets at least one of the 10 selection criteria. If the site meets these criteria, it can be inscribed on the World Heritage list. So the final step of coming to the World Heritage Site is that whatever sites are being considered, at least one criteria out of those 10 selected criterions should be there. Okay, and then it can be inscribed in the World Heritage list. Once a site goes through this process and is chosen, it remains the property of the country on whose territory it sits. But it also becomes considered within the international community. So it becomes a World Heritage. It is considered as a World Heritage Site. Then it becomes a property of the country, as well as it is considered within the international community as well. So it gains a lot of importance. Types of World Heritage Sites. As of 2009, there are 890 World Heritage Sites that are located in 148 countries. 689 of these sites are cultural and include places like the Sydney Opera House in Australia and the Historic Centre of Vienna in Austria. 176 are natural and feature such locations as the US Yellowstone and Grand Canyon National Parks. 25 of the World Heritage Sites are considered mixed, that is natural and cultural. Peru's Machu Picchu is one of these. Italy has the highest number of World Heritage Sites with 44. India has 36, out of which 28 are cultural, 7 natural and 1 mixed. World Heritage Sites. The World Heritage Committee has divided the world's countries into 5 geographic zones, which include first one Africa, Arab states, Asia Pacific, that is including Australia and Oceania, Europe and North America, and Latin America and Caribbean. So types of World Heritage Sites are there. You have the cultural, the natural as well as mixed. So the highest number of World Heritage Sites is there in Italy, which is amounting to 44. Then we have India, which is having 28 cultural, 7 natural and 1 mixed. So we can see India is also a country where lot of World Heritage Sites are there. Then the World Heritage Committee has divided the world into 5 geographic zones, which is Africa, Asia, Arab states, Asia Pacific, which includes Australia as well as Oceania, Europe and North America, Latin America and the Caribbean. Okay, World Heritage Sites in danger. Like many natural and historical cultural sites around the world, many World Heritage Sites are in danger of being destroyed or lost due to war, poaching, natural disasters like earthquakes, uncontrolled urbanization, heavy tourist traffic, and environmental factors like air pollution and acid rain. World Heritage Sites that are in danger are inscribed on a separate list of World Heritage Committee to allocate resources from the World Heritage Fund to that site. In addition, different plans are put up into place to protect and or restore the site. If, however, a site loses the characteristics which allowed for it to be originally included on the World Heritage list, the World Heritage Committee can choose to delete the site from the list. To learn more about World Heritage Sites, visit the World Heritage Center's website at whc.unesco.org. So, World Heritage Sites in danger. World Heritage Sites can be in danger. They can be like the natural and historical sites all around the world can be in danger. It can be destroyed or lost due to war, poaching, natural disasters, earthquakes, tsunamis. It can be uncontrolled urbanization, industrialization, pollution, traffic, environmental factors. So many things are there which can cause danger, damage to the World Heritage Sites. Okay. So the committee also has a list of these heritage sites which are in danger, and then this committee also helps and allocate resources from the fund, World Heritage Fund, to these sites. In addition, different plans are also put into place to restore, to protect these sites. If due to certain reasons the a particular heritage site loses its characteristics, then that heritage site can be removed from the it can be that name can be deleted from the site of from the World Heritage Site. So if you want to know more about World Heritage Site, you can visit this WHC, that is the World Heritage Center's website, whc.unesco.org. So this lesson is just gave you a brief recap as to what you have learnt in your history also. Okay, so World Heritage Sites, when it was started, how did it go about, which committees are there, how the different sites are through which process, through which procedure they have to go through to get into the list, and also what types of danger can they get into and how can they be deleted from the list as well. We have learnt it in this lesson. Let's go for the English workshop. Complete the following by giving reasons why the World Heritage Sites are in danger. Right now only we learned war, poaching, industrialization, urbanization, environmental factors. Let's see. Okay, so earthquakes, floods, acid rain, air pollution, heavy tourist traffic, uncontrolled urbanization, war, and poaching. So these are the reasons as to which World Heritage Sites are in danger. Choose the correct alternative and complete the given sentences. Mount Yungshan is situated at, we already know it is situated in China. The famous dam situated in Egypt on river Nile is Buzwa High Dam, Rizwa High Dam, or Aswan High Dam. It is the Aswan High Dam. The conference based on human environment was held at Athens, Greece, Moscow, Russia, or Stockholm, Sweden. It was Stockholm, Sweden. We'll go to the next. Okay. The highest number of World Heritage Sites are located in France, Italy, or Germany. It is Italy. Dash can delete or exclude a site from the World Heritage list. World Heritage Committee, World Peace Committee, or World Health Committee. Yes, it is World Heritage Committee. The tenure of World Heritage Committee is dash years, 4, 5, or 6. It is 6 years. All this is there in your text. Let's go ahead. Look at the words and the meanings. Choose the correct alternative. Determined, what will it be? Determine, think, decide, ask, or look. Determined means you have decided something. So that is decide. Monument, statue, pillar, memorial, or fort. It will be memorial. Significant, clever, effective, systematic, or important. Significant is something which is important. Disaster, problem, incident, calamity, or accident. Disaster is a calamity. Okay, so these are the words which their meanings. Next, rewrite the following sentences replacing as well as by no sooner than. Note the phrase no sooner must always be followed by an auxiliary helping verb. For example, you can see as soon as he came, they all gave an applause. Okay, no sooner did he come than they all gave an applause. See the important thing they have given over here, children. They have asked us to do it with no sooner than. So we have no sooner over here, we have than over here, and then we have over here the auxiliary verb. Yes, the helping verb, and this is the main verb over here. So let's see how we'll be doing these sentences. The first one, As soon as the bill is passed, it will become an act. You don't have to change the tense also, children. Whatever tense is given in the sentence, you have to keep that same tense. As soon as the bill is passed, it will become an act. So my answer is, no sooner the bill is passed than it will become an act. Okay, so no sooner the bill is passed than it will become an act. So I have put it as in the same tense. Next one. As soon as the thief escaped, the family informed the police. No sooner did the thief escape than the family informed the police. Now children, I would like to bring to your notice over here, when I have used did over here, yes, I have used did over here. So that is showing us the past tense. So my main verb will not be in the past tense. It will be in this form, in the present tense form, because I have already used the past tense over here, did. Isn't it? So no sooner did the thief escape. I will not write escaped. When you are using did, your main verb will be in the present tense, because did is already there in the past tense. So no sooner did the thief escape than the family informed the police. This sentence was already there, was already asked in the March 2020 board examination. So this is for me to telling you that whatever exercises are there in grammar, basically all the grammar exercises which are there after your lessons, please go through them carefully, because from there also your language study will be asked. Next, as soon as you have finished, you can submit your answer papers. So my answer over here is, no sooner do you finish than you can submit your answer papers. Next, as soon as they can manage, they could change their house. No sooner can they manage than they should change the house. As soon as the bell will ring, the school assembly will start. No sooner does the bell ring than the school assembly will start. Okay. Next, use not only but also in the following sentences. UNESCO and the International Council on Monuments initiated a draft convention to create an international organization responsible for protecting cultural heritage, using not only but also. You're not going to use it together. Here my answers for the first sentence. Not only UNESCO but also International Council on Monuments initiated a draft convention to create an international organization responsible for protecting cultural heritage. Okay, so two names are given, UNESCO and International Council. So not only UNESCO but also. So both of them were responsible. Next sentence. The state parties are responsible for identifying and nominating new sites. The state parties are responsible for not only identifying but also nominating new sites. Opera House in Australia and the Historic Centre of Vienna in Austria are cultural sites of World Heritage. So my answer is, not only Opera House in Australia but also the Historic Centre of Vienna in Austria are cultural sites of World Heritage. Fourth sentence, World Heritage sites can also be a combination of both cultural and natural areas. World Heritage sites can be a combination of not only cultural but also natural areas. Fine. So these are the sentences on not only but also. Over here, identify whether the following sentences are simple, that is one subject plus one predicate, or complex, one main clause plus one more dependent clause, or compound, that is a combination of two or more independent or coordinate clauses. Now let's see over here which sentences are simple, which are compound, and which are complex. They vary in type but they include forests, monuments, etc. Okay, so over here we have a coordinating conjunction over here. So the conjunction, when we have coordinating conjunctions, the type of sentence, it becomes a compound sentence. So this is type of a sentence is a compound sentence. So we will write CP for compound. Fine. Then the mountain is significant because of its characteristics. So because is there, because is a subordinating conjunction. So this is a complex sentence. So complex sentence. Then, okay, so this is a simple sentence. Fourth one, if the site meets with this criteria, it can be inscribed on the World Heritage List. So it is beginning with the sentence with the word if, which is the subordinating conjunction. So this is a complex sentence. So complex sentence. There are 890 World Heritage sites that are located in 148 countries. So we have the word that, which is subordinating conjunction. So this is a complex sentence. The project costs about US $80 million and $40 million came from 50 different countries. So this is a compound sentence. So we have finished this. So first one is a compound sentence. Second one is a complex sentence. Third was a simple sentence. Fourth one is a complex sentence. Fifth one also is a complex sentence, and the sixth one is a compound sentence. Okay, we'll go ahead. Here, this is a homework for you. Following are the ways to preserve World Heritage Sites. Transfer these ways into a small paragraph. So this is some of information transfer which you can write it in a form of a paragraph. The next question, read the points given in column A, specifying do's towards prevention of any historical sites. Write don'ts in column B, specifying things that should not be done. So over here also you'll have to think ways as to which you can stop don'ts which can prevent damaging the historical sites. Complete the following flowchart by choosing the option given below to show how can any site of any country become a World Heritage Site. So the first one is already done. Take an inventory, that is the which is given over here in the options which are given over here. So that was take an inventory. So which will come next, that you'll have to see as to what is given, how to come into the world list of the World Heritage Sites. It's clearly mentioned in the text. So this is also homework for you children. I hope you complete this homework. Here also, match the pairs to define different roles of the World Heritage Sites. Identify cultural and natural sites. Okay, so that what will that be with? Yes, will it be green, local, base, stable and decent, of outstanding universal value across countries, preserve outstanding sites and natural resources, tourism, an asset for economic development and investment, protect these sites, best examples of world cultural and natural heritage sites, special importance for everyone, relevant development plan policies. Okay, so for example, I'll do the first one, identify cultural and natural sites that will go with of outstanding universal value across countries. So like this, you'll have to find answers from column B which will match with column A. So that's also homework for you children. I hope you have understood this lesson. Yes children. So we'll meet in the next session with our next lesson. Till then, complete your homework. Do write it in your notebook children. Yes, also the grammatical part which we have discussed in this session, that is also very important. And also do the homework which I have given to you. So till then, stay safe. Have a good day children. Sai Ram.